Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about navigating life's challenges and how Stonewood Funding is here to help you through them. I'm your host, Laura Lee, and today we're diving deep into a service that's changing lives, pre-settlement funding. If you've ever been involved in a lawsuit, you know how tough it can be. You're waiting for justice, dealing with legal processes, and on top of that, facing financial strain. Medical bills just don't wait. Rent doesn't wait. But settlements take time, sometimes months or even years. That's where Stonewood Funding comes in, offering you a way to bridge the financial gap. Today we're going to cover what pre-settlement funding is and why it's not a loan, the myths and misconceptions surrounding it, how it can make a difference in your life, real stories of people just like you who found relief with our help. We'll also share how to get started and answer some common questions. So whether you're a plaintiff, an attorney, or just curious about how this works, stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Let's start with the question. Have you ever wondered how people manage financially while waiting for a lawsuit to settle? If you've been there, you know it's no small feat. That's where pre-settlement funding comes in. Pre-settlement funding is exactly what it sounds like, a cash advance on the potential outcome of your case. It's a financial tool designed to give you access to funds now, so you don't have to struggle while waiting for your settlement. But, and this is important, it's not a loan. Here are the key differences between loans and pre-settlement funding. First, no credit checks. Loans rely on your credit score and repayment history. With pre-settlement funding, your credit doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your case. 2. No monthly payments. Unlike loans, there are no monthly bills or interest rates to worry about. 3. Risk-free. If you lose your case, you owe nothing. That's right, no repayment is required. At Stonewood Funding, we work directly with your attorney to evaluate the strength of your case. Once approved, you can get funds in as little as 24 hours. It's simple, fast, and designed to provide the financial relief you need when you need it most. What can you use it for? Here's another question we often get. What can we use the funds for? The answer? Anything. Whether you're behind on rent, dealing with mounting medical bills, or just need help with groceries, the cash advance is yours to use however you need. Let's talk about why people turn to Stonewood Funding for their pre-settlement funding needs. First, we're a trusted name in the industry. You may have seen us featured in Business Insider, Digital Journal, and MarketWatch. We've earned that recognition because we put people first, helping them through some of life's most challenging moments. Our process? What makes us different is our commitment to making things easy, and here's how it works. First, you apply. You simply fill out a form online or give us a call. There's no lengthy paperwork and no confusing terms. Second, we review. We work with your attorney to understand your case. We focus on the facts, not your credit score or financial history. And third, you get funding. Once approved, your cash advance can be in your hands in as little as 24 hours. It's that simple. Who benefits most from pre-settlement funding? Let's paint a picture. If you've been injured in a personal injury case, maybe it's a car accident or a slip and fall incident, you're probably dealing with medical bills, lost wages, and everyday expenses. Pre-settlement funding ensures you can focus on recovery and your case without the constant stress of financial worries. Other common scenarios include workers' compensation cases where you're out of work and waiting for benefits to be resolved, wrongful death claims, helping families cope with financial strain while pursuing justice, medical malpractice cases where settlements often take years to finalize. Now, let's address some common myths about pre-settlement funding because we know it can feel unfamiliar if you've never explored this option before. Myth number 1, it's just a loan. This is the biggest misconception. Let me be clear. Pre-settlement funding is not a loan. Loans require credit checks and monthly repayments. Pre-settlement funding is different. It's a cash advance based on your potential settlement. And here's the kicker. If your case doesn't resolve favorably, you owe nothing. Myth number 2, it's hard to apply. Not at all. At Stonewood Funding, we've made the process as straightforward as possible. No credit checks, no stacks of paperwork, just a simple application and a quick conversation with your attorney. Myth number 3, I'll have restrictions on how I can use the money. False. The funds are yours. Whether you need to pay medical bills, cover rent, or buy groceries, it's entirely up to you. Pre-settlement funding is about giving you control over your situation when circumstances feel out of your hands. Now, let's bring this to life with some real stories. These are people just like you who faced tough situations and found a lifeline with Stonewood Funding. Sarah. Sarah was involved in a serious car accident. She had mounting medical bills and no income because she couldn't work during her recovery. Her case was strong, but the settlement process was slow. With pre-settlement funding, Sarah was able to cover her living expenses, pay for her physical therapy, and focus on getting better without worrying about how she'd make ends meet. James was injured on the job and waiting for his workers' compensation claim to process. He needed funds to support his family while he was out of work. Stonewood Funding provided the advance he needed so he could stay afloat, giving him the time and peace of mind to focus on his case. These are just a couple of examples of how pre-settlement funding can make all the difference. So if you're listening and thinking, this could help me, here's how to get started. 1. Visit stonewoodfunding.com and fill out a quick application. 2. We'll work with your attorney to evaluate your case. 3. Receive your funding fast, often within 24 hours. It's really that simple. Remember, life doesn't wait for justice. Whether you're dealing with personal injury, workers' compensation, or another type of lawsuit, Stonewood Funding is here to help. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend or family member who might need financial support during their case. At Stonewood Funding, we're not just a service, we're a lifeline. Until next time, I'm Laura Lee, reminding you to focus on what matters most, your recovery and your future.